Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel and to another episode of Rogue Spectates, the series where I take gameplays, whether they be tournament highlights, whether they be viewer submitted gameplays, and break them down here on the channel so we can all learn something from them. In today's video, by popular request, I'm breaking down another tournament gameplay, this one coming out of the CMG NA/EU 8K qualifier, the very first qualifier for this tournament, against T1 and Era. Now these teams are arguably the best team from NA and EU respectively, and I thought this was a really great demonstration to see these two titans go head to head. If you do want your own gameplays reviewed for a viewer gameplay breakdown, then stay tuned to the end because I will go over it. If you do go on to enjoy the video though, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel, but for now, let's get into it. Okay, so we're here spectating EXO from Era Eternity and his team against T1. This is arguably the best EU team versus the best NA team currently out there. T1 did win the CMG 8K qualifiers for the NA specific region, which is really, really impressive. They beat over SDK. And Era obviously being the most prominent side to come out of the EU scene at the moment. It looks like it's a complete mirror matchup with Era on the side of attack and T1 on the side of defense. It's a complete mirror matchup of two trenches, two Dahlias, two fixers, and then two Vi's as well. So in terms of like what I'm expecting to see from these two teams, on the side of Era on the attack, they want to push aggressively, get the bomb down, and then play just for the bomb. On the side of T1, they just want to stop that. They want to use the trophies better, they want to use the Vi poison better, and either not let them get onto the site or let them get on the site and play for a really aggressive retake. And as I said, aggression is really strong at the moment within this game, so we could be expecting something like that coming out of them. As they fly in, I'm looking to see probably for the side of Era a B push, and then if they have to, rotate out. And that's kind of where the distinction of this map comes from. I don't really think there's an advantage on attack or defense. If anything, it's slightly more defender focused, but depending on those rotations, depending on the aggression, you can. And you can see from Era here, really high aggression, throwing that Vi poisons down onto Katsunoka jump over, instantly taking out those two APSs, and now they're asking for the plant so they can hold a really good defensive position and just watch all angles on this bomb. You see them floating back here. One grenade does come down, but it misses. Now they're just holding positions up here, being very careful to call for the flank. A grenade comes out, but only takes away 40 health. They saw one hop over, and now they're going to look to see how T1 decide to take this retake. One poison coming down, two poisons coming down. They're pushing down really aggressively, but they are able to pick up two frags here. But there's somebody on the flank who is taken down. Three of them now on the side of Era Eternity. Frag out there on Heaven, taking out some really nice picks. And now it looks like it's a 1v2 on the side of Slopodopolis, and he has to try and get this pick. And he does get taken out from behind by a frag out who did jump down to help his teammate there. And now they can just get an easy defuse. That was a very, very good flank on the side of frag out to get up there in Heaven and just get so many shots off there. He took out three members there from his position, and that really was the distinction there. And unfortunate for Era, because there's not much they can do. Because they're pushing so aggressively there, they have to commit to it. They can't keep someone back there to watch for such a wide flank. So now they just have to be a bit more aware of it. Because if frag out can get in there with a sniper this time, that's even more deadly for the side of Era. But no, not a bad round for Era. They pushed that site so aggressively, and I think that was absolutely the play. The way that he used that initial poison to block off that wall hop was really good, so he knew if anyone was there because he could hear the tick damage. And then they got the bomb down and just couldn't quite hold it. I personally find that angle to hold really awkward because of how many different angles there are. Now they're looking to play, looks like they're trying to play for A. Okay, it looks like Vi has bomb, so they do need to be really careful. At this point where you're running here, you can be heard. So they do know he is trying to crouch around a little bit to stop that. And he's kind of trying to bait out. He's doing this nice little jump to see who is on the other side of there. He did see one. He saw the Vi was there. And he's got a poison there to flush it out of that position, while the rest of his team look to push up on this site for an A plant. The Vi poison on the side of T1 really didn't hit very well. They're getting a really nice plant off here right on the corner. He does get tagged on the rollout, but the bomb is down. Now they can play for spawn. This site is much better to defend for Era Eternity than, say, the other site on B was. So I'm expecting a pretty solid hold here. You know, Era EXO still has his poison. He still has his Molotov. So hopefully he's able to do something with that. They've got two sort of sitting around mid watching that. One really far back. I imagine that is Slop with his sniper. But there's a lot of CC coming out onto EXO that really nobody can deal with, and now they are pushing. He's saying that the Molotov is there on his body. They do trade another 1 for 1. Now it is a 2 for 2. even across the teams, and he's able to clean them up really well. But the Dali res does come out for the trench, and the fixer is back up. The C4 comes out, is able to take out the trench. Now it's a 1v1 with the bomb planted. There's no time for Fragile to take this, and a nice little clean over there from the side of Era is able to win that round and take to a 1-1. Factory, as I said, all about how they maneuver around these sites, and on that side, Era were really good at holding that. They had to waste all of their good utility onto EXO there to flush him out, and were not able to capitalize off of it, which is a good start here for Era. I said if they can take this to 3-3, and they actually just said it there, if they can take it to 3-3, they're feeling pretty confident. They just hard win on defense here. Which from what I've seen from them before is definitely possible. They are very, very solid on defense here. But the attack sometimes seems a bit awkward for them. I personally would have preferred them to adopt the meta I keep trying to tell everyone there is of this hard breach kind of comp. I think they could absolutely punish that. If they took something like a glitch and completely ignore and just remove the trench on the enemy team. And they look like they're going for the same sort of play. They think they can get this plant down for free. EXO again checking the spot. He sees the Dahlia there. But guess T1 don't know that, because you could very easily hide there and still cover the same angle. He's kind of ratting around. Another poison coming down to try and stop them. As long as the side of Era do not get caught here, they're okay. I have a feeling they're gonna rush. He gassed over there. I feel like they might rush this plant. Okay, they called the ability. So it seems like Fragile used his ability there when the smoke was pushed onto him, and they're waiting out. They're not wanting to push it. They want to use the smoke advantage. They're their own use, and they're waiting. Smoke is coming down. The molly on the half wall. Vi poison has come down. You can't really get a plant off in that, and they are getting picked off here a little bit. Bit of an awkward position there for Era. The problem is they've taken so long, and they have nothing to flush people out of the positions, that they just get seen whenever they try and go for this plant. Really good use of angles here by EXO. This is a massive thing that we can see him doing, is using these jump angles and sort of using the third person to see through walls. Really nice pick on MS onto Frag out there. Can they do anything? He's poisoning over into that A short angle and trying to take it. But they're not pushing aggressively off this. They're taking too long. He's jumped, but that is a risky play. There's somebody on site. There should be a nice trade, but the fire does come out. It is a trade. Now it's 2-4-2. They do die from long. 10 seconds on that bomb. They need to get it and take a plant. That does put them in a 1v2 situation, though, unless they push this. He is going to try and plant. 1 second coming out. The plant is coming out. He just needs to hold them here. He's got a pistol. He does not seem to have his gun. I think he must have rushed lifeline. And unfortunately, he does go down, leaving a 2v1. And they're not able to trade that out. And that is going to be a loss for this round on the side of Era Eternity. I think, yeah, that absolutely got really messy. They kind of got caught. They were really too slow on the push. They kind of hesitated, I feel like, or they didn't put their poison down in a way, on the side of EXO specifically, onto that short angle to help the push really quickly. And that was just a bit awkward for them. When they did initiate it, they took a lot of trades. And when you start going into numbers advantage with time ticking down, you're under a lot of pressure, and I think T1 were able to capitalize on that, get the picks, play the time, and win off that. So that is unfortunate. I wonder if they'll mix it up and go back to B again now, or whether they'll stick to the A. But you can just see, and particularly from EXO, and this is why I love spectating EXO, is the angles he finds and sees, and the positions that he can adopt is so impressive. And it's just a great learning opportunity for both myself and for you guys. So they're doing the same play, kind of ratting around this mid. He's going to go check this angle, see who's there. He sees the Vi there now. He sees 2 there. And they're trying to see what they want to do. If they decide to do this A push, they need to push aggressively. He is getting flanked on mid though, 4 HP. He needs to try and live. He needs to heal before he does this. He sees both of them, but he still has no health. The nade did come out, and unfortunately his teammates were not able to come down. A good nade comes to pick up another one, and that is currently a 2-for-3 trade. They're going for the revive. They cannot stick it before it comes out. Another pick coming out. Really great snipe or C4 there by Fragout. He's just trying to win this round, but he does get clapped from behind as well. Just absolutely pinched there. When EXO took that damage, his team probably rotated too slowly to help him, and they were able just to capitalize on that. They 2-2 pincered, and it won for them. They're just calling that they want 2 more rounds. Taking this 3-3 is really good for them because they're so strong on the defense. And we'll see how they decide to go. This mirror matchup currently, it seems like favoring the side of T1, who are just sort of out positioning them and allowing Era to make mistakes. Okay, so EXO called for a slower play, which I think is probably the wrong call, given the slow plays they've been trying to do already. And it was argued and said, no, let's go for a really hard rush B. I think that's going to be better for them. I think the aggression will work better. I actually think they should have won the first round. It was an unfortunate flank that allowed it. They see that. Okay, so he's trying to bait them out to flank again by doing this jump. He does hear them. He does see them. It's been pinged out. So they're just trying to capitalize on this and maybe try and get a pick. This is a slow play, but this is actually a smart slow play because they're trying to bait T1 into doing something wrong. An unfortunate poison there for EXO. But we'll see how they decide to push up this. They do want to go B. They have drawn some people to A. They just need to get this pick. And wow, 2 takedown slop really quickly. They just need to play this together, push this together. This is 2 free downs. It's a 2 for 2. The Dahlia res does not come out, meaning it is a 2v2. The Dahlia on the side of T1 is down, meaning the trench is going to die. And it's just a full 2v2. They're just trying to rush A. Oh, he's right there. That was an opportunity to kill there. They both had to shoot. He's asking for to let them push. They're 40 seconds. He still has a gas and a Molotov, so he has a lot of utility to play around. And honestly, I think in this matchup I would favor the Dahlia over the Fixer here. They're just going for the plant. They have nothing really to get them off unless Vi. Oh no, Vi still has their utility. She's just eating the poison to get the bomb down. Oh, that was a C4 that went down. So it actually seems that there was a lot of utility still on the side of T1 from those 2 members. Incense comes down, poison comes down. There's a lot of damage that Polzer was taken there, and it is going to stem the round. That's taking it to 1-4 on the side of T1 going into the last round of this first half. Really good patience and holding of utility there on the side of T1, still having every piece of utility for Vi and still having that C4 for frag out meant they were able to win that round just through utility usage. Unfortunately, the incense and gas grenade for the side of T1 for EXO wasn't enough there. And that was just unfortunate. I think the A rotate would have been better. They were trying to bait them out to come in, but they didn't have to. So they just really should have rotated. They had better angles. They probably could have just dominated if they stuck as 2 and went to A there, but we never really know. A really good impressive performance coming out from Frag out here, particularly with that first round flank. That was huge for T1. Now they really want to take this to 4-2. If they take this to 1-5, it is a rough battle. But if they can take it to 4-2, they have a chance still of pushing something well. This is a really aggressive A. He's not even cut through mid to see the jump. A grenade does go, and he's just saying that they need to full send. They've taken a really bad trade there. All 4 members of T1 still up, and only 1 member of Era down. They just need to, again, now they're stuck in this pinch position. They've gas grenaded. He's got a C4, and it does get the pick there onto a frag out. He's incensing there to try and get some damage so that they can't sit there. Smokers come out. They get another pick down on the side of T1, meaning Era is in a 3-2 advantage. Another pick coming out. Now is a 3v1. He's just going to plant the bomb for time and then just play the angles to mean that they beat this Trench out here. Trench, not a really great rogue when he's on his own. So I think this is going to be a nice little clean peak for Era if they can stay together. They see him there from there's another fantastic angle coming out of EXO. He's going to try and sword him. That would have been funny if it hit, but they're just going to play the angle, get some picks off. He's kind of pinched now, and that's going to be Nash going down there. And a 4-2 going into the switch on favouring T1 though, which is probably not what Era wanted, but they are strong on defense, so I do think they have a good shot at putting this one back. I think the most noticeable things here is actually kind of tempered aggression from Era that I'm not quite used to seeing. Normally they're a lot more aggressive together, like when they call those hard pushes. They do hard push it, and they called it a few times there on A, but weren't able to execute. I think their B plays, although they didn't win a round on B, kind of went better for them. It was a little bit more even. That was just ended up being a really good A play because they were able to get some picks off. And that's kind of the 2 things they need to do. They need to get the picks, or they need to get the picks, or they need to push really aggressively together to just get that bomb down, hold the angle, and flush out anybody who's on the site. Unfortunately, they've not been able to do that too well. In these first 6 rounds, I'm only able to take 2 off of them, but they have gone for the Anvil, a complete similar comp for T1, and the same comp for Era, except for instead of that Trench, they've gone for the Anvil. Still a really good solid pick with the new APS change. He can buy additional APSs off the first upgrade of the equipment, so he can have 2 pretty early on into the game. I also think Anvil is a pretty good rogue here to have up on this side, whether he places the wall down, whether he uses the C4 as they push him. He sees them pushing B here. He's peeling back because he's just not too confident with the executioner that he's going to be able to defeat that flood. And now his whole team are sort of rotating to try and help him here, which I definitely think is the right shout.
They're going to have APS, though. I don't think I should waste it for that.
They know that Chen's going to have the APS there, so he's not wanting to. He's not wanting to he hears someone jumping up in his spot that we saw him jumping up on. So there is an audio cue there when somebody's jumping, and you can figure it out early. But they're being a bit cautious here, which they can. But they have the Vi and they have the Anvil there. Good nade coming out, but it is not able to find anything. He is falling back. They actually don't have Vi up in this side, so they've got Vi still defending A in case they do that rotate, and they're just waiting out. They have time advantage. They're on defense. They just wait for the time. They wait for a bad push from T1 and try and capitalize on it. But they do need to make sure they're still staying somewhat together. They see them on B. The other thing they can do. Okay, he's come on to bomb. They really need to get rid of that barbed wire. I don't think punching is a great idea because I think they will just punish it. They can't throw a C4 over the top. He could just C4 the barbed wire to get rid of it and allow them to push up in a position. The C4 comes out on the side of Slopodopoulos, and now they can push up. Vi Poison does flush him out. He's going to have to find a different angle to come up on. They hear someone behind, and they do... Oh, and he does see them. But that's a frag out flank. And you know what? I see frag out doing this a lot, and they capitalize on it. The moment they got onto EXO, they just full send the rest of the team together, and that was a really good piece of timed aggression for the side of T1. Now they're in a 2-1 advantage with bomb down. They just play the site, and unfortunately Slop was go down there because they just could play the angle. That was a good push on the side of T1. A really good flank again. No one normally expects the sniper to flank, but Fragout does it a lot. He plays the angles, he plays the rotates, and picks you off, particularly on pistol rounds.
That's it. Like, you know, we have to take a risk.
The other unique thing that is important about the Anvil here and why I think he's meta and why I think teams are starting to adopt him more now is because of how strong he is for that retake, particularly if they just stack B, let them plant A, and then retake it with the shield. I think that's definitely a great strategy, but this isn't looking too good for the side of Era Eternity here. Down 3 rounds, 2-5. They are stacking A. I don't think they will. They are stacking A. Okay, so they're stacking A and playing B for retake, where generally I think it's the better way. I think they're playing for frag out. I think they know frag out is going to play for intel here and sit around, so they're just going to try and flood him. They're going for a 2-man flank. Fixout is ulted, I think they said. So there's 2 on the flank, and 2 of them are called for the rotate. They do get picked off there now, so 3v2. So 3v4 in favor of T1 here. The bomb is planted, and they are just trying to figure out where the bomb is planted for. It's 2-5 now, though. They really need this win. They planted for the side of the defense spawn here, which is probably actually good for Era, because that means he can use his wall a bit more effectively. C4 has come down. I think that's a waste of both C4s, though. No, the C4 is still there. Vi Poison has gone down. If they try and push there without that C4, it will get blown up, but it was removed. He's just Vi Poisoning. He's eating the enemy team Vi Poison. He is doing the shield, but the incense does come down to burn him through it. They're just shooting the shield to destroy it. It is 4v2, 4v1 in favor of T1. This is going to be another clean round for the side of T1, taking it 6-2 in favor of T1, which is not normally what we expect here. I feel like Era are a little bit frazzled on how they're trying to approach this. They're getting picked occasionally, and then their retakes are just not as strong. They were trying to play for a frag out there on the pick. That's why they went for the flank, but unfortunately T1 read it. They stacked up, they got a pick, and then they planted for the defender side spawn, so the Era were at a bit of a disadvantage. And unfortunately, EXO did just burn as he tried to get that shield down through the poison and the incendiary grenade. A really good performance coming out of T1 though. I just think they're very coordinated. They're reading Era really, really well, and I think that's a massive advantage for them. Let's see if Era can take a few rounds here then and try and do this. It's definitely winnable. For a team like Era, you can't deny it. And here comes the C4. It isn't able to pick one up, but it does get the Vi low, and then he goes for an instant finish. He knows he's going to die. He just goes for an instant finish. It's a 3v3, and a massive grenade and pick coming out the side of Era. It means that was a very quick round. And really good aggression to go off of EXO. The moment he sort of said that he was under pressure and he was able to get one, the rest of the team came to support. Really good job insta-thirsting that so that they didn't get the res off at any point. He just had to commit it. He knew he was dead. He just had to get as much as he could in that time. Unfortunately, the C4 did not quite hit the mark he wanted. He could have blown up 3, but the side of the T1 were really good to back out and not allow that to happen. But that did allow him to get the Vi. Good round for Era. If they can keep that kind of momentum, that was a dominant round. They've got a really good shot at putting this one back, and they're saying it in their comms. They know that they can do this back. They've got defense. They're really strong on defense, and we'll see if they can play B and play for the retake on A strong enough. Okay, he does call that they are there. They just have to see exactly where they're going. 2 APS is coming down for EXO just to guard their back. Again, that's the first upgrade of the APS to allow that. They see them coming through. That is 2-3. They just need to figure out where frag out is. All the APSs are now gone. Gas grenade coming out. Oh, a lot of damage going out there on the Vi. And here's the smoke. He sees the nameplate through the smoke and sees the legs through the smoke as they go for the plant. And a really good kill there. More damage coming out. 68 health on the side of EXO. It's a 4v3 for Era. They were able to get the bomb back on the side of T1. And we shall see what they decide to do. They're cautious of the fake rotate. But they're trying to clear out the utility here. They see them going to A. And they are coming. EXO calling to play for the shield. Play for the retake. Which I think is a really good strategy. And kind of the biggest benefit of having an anvil. That seems like 2 Vi poisons gone down, so it's just the incendiary grenade for Vi that could stop them. They just need to play this together, play strong, and try and get as much as they can. It does look like T1 is pushing them. Frag out does get picked though from the flank. The shield just attempting to go down. Oh, Slop does stop it. And it is the 3v1. They just need to clear the Dahlia. The Dahlia is clear, and now they're going for that defuse. Really, really strong play there. Great job playing from the shield, and a really good pick. I'm surprised that T1 didn't play back into their own spawn for this, but maybe they knew that the shield play would come down, and they just wanted to try and bait them out. Try and get them to push aggressively, thinking they're safe with the shield, and actually kill them in that little cubby before they could. He's going for headstrong here, just that additional bit of health, prioritizing these weapons and these equipments and these perks over necessarily, say, the weapon full upgrades, because they know they can play off utility here. They know they're strong with any weapon they get. And the utility and perks are what's going to make the difference for them in these games. So yeah, so far these last 2 rounds have been a really strong side for Era. Exactly what we normally see from them. Coordinated team play, playing off the smart placements and their positioning, and capitalizing on mistakes from their enemies, in this case T1. But we'll see how this last round goes. He sees them. Think he's going to try and play some APSs. The smoke does come down. He's getting flooded though. He takes one down low, takes another one down, but they absolutely flooded him, and the team were not there to support. The Dahlia Res comes out, but it's not going to get done. They do trade, but now it is a 3-2 in favor of T1. Oh, that's a bad C4. He's going to just get shot as he tries to crawl across this, and it seems like Polza is just going to get cleaned up as well here. Wow, a really good push there from T1. Hard aggression that I guess Era weren't expecting, and what allowed them to actually just capitalize off it, because they pushed so hard. Era weren't ready, and they were able to flood EXO. He was the one on site. They knew where he was. They just flooded him out. They did take 1 trade on there, but at the end of the day, they were just able to push it out to a better. As the other side of Era come and rotate from A, it's too late. There's already too many picks out there, and it was a pretty clean sweep there for T1. I think Era lost a lot of offensive rounds from playing too patient and not playing their usual sort of aggressive, look for picks, play coordinated play style, which T1 did perfectly, by the way. I think they played really well and really aggressive here in the situations they had to. Good defense that we saw coming out from Era, but in this case they were just not ready for the amazing push, and it was just 1 round. T1 only 1 round means they just have to make some sort of haymaker play every round. If it works, it works and they win. If it doesn't, it might the next round. So I think T1 did a really good job here of playing the way they needed to after getting those 6 rounds and just need 1 more. And I think Era were just in an unfortunate spot coming out of the attack, and after that first defensive round where it was a little bit unfortunate. Okay then guys, that takes us to the end of the video. If you did enjoy and you do enjoy this series, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to submit your own gameplays for a possible review on the channel, then you'll do this through Discord. If you go into the description, you'll find a link to my Discord. The gameplays generally have to be something worth learning from, so either some form of loss or really close game on demolition. That is generally the best idea, so I can pick apart the best ways for you to learn something and others can learn things from that gameplay. Make sure you also come check me out on twitch.tv/radthargaming. You'll see live gameplay commentaries, guides, Q&As, and playing with viewers. All the links you need for everything are going to be down in the description below, but for now guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll catch you in the next video.